Welcome back to Slacker Gaming and welcome back to the Kansas Jayhawk Dynasty rebuild. And in this episode, we're going to be covering all of the college playoffs, everything through that, all the recruiting, all the transfers, all of that stuff going in to next year. So basically the offseason we're going to cover, and honestly, it's going to get spicy, so you're going to want to stick around. So if you didn't watch the last episode, we did win our bowl game, the Texas bowl game. We were able to win that one versus Tennessee. It was a tough one, but we were able to get the job done. And now we are on to the rest of the offseason because we are not in the college football playoffs. Only one Big 12 team made it in, and it was Iowa State. I've said who I think is basically going to move on in other videos, but just to kind of regroup here, I think Notre Dame is going to beat Liberty. I think Notre Dame is going to beat Texas A&M. I got Alabama over North Carolina. Then I got Oregon over Alabama, and then Oregon over Notre Dame to go to the national championship game. On the bottom side, I actually have Miami and Iowa State meeting, and then Clemson and Florida State. And then I have Iowa State beating Miami and Florida State beating Clemson. I think that it's going to be a shootout. I would pick Clemson, but you just never know. So I'm going to pick Florida State in that one, and then I'm going to pick Iowa State to beat Florida State. And Iowa State's not great, but I like their matchups. Their matchups seem pretty easy, but honestly, I could see them losing to LSU or Miami in that 11-6-3 seed. So it's going to be kind of crazy. I got Iowa State and Oregon in the national championship, and then Oregon winning it all. But that's just what I think. That's my prediction. I have no clue what's actually going to happen. We went through award winners, Heisman winner, all of that good stuff as well. And we're just going to kind of sim through and see what happens. I do have a couple of guys that actually are going to be leaving the program. Unfortunately, there's a few guys that feel like they can do better elsewhere. So that all being said, we've had a lot of come-ons this year, and there's a couple guys that unfortunately are going to be leaving the program. The first one is going to be by Job. He won a couple awards there as a sophomore going into his junior year. He'll be basically transferring to Oklahoma. And it really sucks because, look at that. Development trait is a star. I mean, he's really, really good. We brought him in as a 3-star and kind of took the chance on him, and he's really proved to be really, really good. But that being said, he's decided to go back to Oklahoma and take his talents elsewhere. And I can't be mad about it. I mean, it stinks because he was doing so well for us. But honestly, I can't be mad about it because he's just honestly done so good for us that I feel like he's done what we've wanted him to. 13 sacks this year, 7 last year. I mean, he's done what we've wanted him to, and he's done us a service with a block and a tutty. I mean, he's done what he's supposed to do, and going to Oklahoma, playing at his hometown team, I get it. He was a 3-star, so he wasn't highly recruited to Oklahoma, but I could understand now that he's a bigger player, a better player. I could see him going to Oklahoma, and it kind of makes sense. So he is going to be leaving the program, and then the other person that is big that's going to be leaving the program is actually going to be Harry Stewart. Now, Harry Stewart came on for us last year, did really, really, really good. We finally kind of found him to be our number 1 running back, and he had some crazy, crazy games for him. But unfortunately, he will be going to Baylor. He's going to be heading to Baylor and going there. Unfortunately, it's a Big 12 team that we're going to have to play now, and that really sucks. But it kind of hit us. We didn't expect him to leave. He was supposed to be our number 1 next year, but I think he took the opportunity for maybe some NIL money. He had a great year. He did so good, and honestly, he didn't even play really that much. He played probably the last 6 games, so all of these are in 6 games. And so he's really good, and he really sparked us to a couple of wins there in the end. And I feel like he was our kind of clear-cut number 1 guy for next year. Unfortunately, he will not be returning next year, he will be heading to Baylor. So unfortunately, those are two big guys that we are losing out on. We're losing on our halfback for next year, and then we're also losing out on our left end, who I think could have been a star at the position and done really, really good for us. So unfortunately, those two are going to be moving on, and it is what it is. I understand it. It's more of a you prove yourself and you can get on higher teams, better teams. So I understand. But losing one to Oklahoma and then losing one to Baylor, which again we're gonna have to play every single year. So I'm not looking forward to trying to have to slow down Stewart at Baylor. So that all being said, those two guys are leaving. I wanted to tell you guys that before we got on to the rest of it and everything. Those two guys will be leaving the program. Job offer to become the head coach of a rival, Kansas State, and to that I say absolutely not. Never going to happen. However, our offensive coordinator did take a job somewhere else. We'll have to see where he went, but first we're going to have to figure out who basically is going to be taking his spot. Very tired? I don't know. Doesn't say where he went. Well, let's take a look at the college football playoff and see who moved on. Wow, it looks like Liberty beat Notre Dame. Liberty pulling the upset. Can you call it an upset if they come in at 14-0 in the season? Can you call that an upset? I'm not sure, but I'm going to call it an upset there in North Carolina over Alabama, LSU over Miami. Hey, I did get the Clemson one right. The rest of them I got wrong. I had Notre Dame, I had Alabama, I had Miami, and I had Clemson. All three of the top ones lost, and Clemson won, though. So we're going to have Liberty versus Texas A&M, number 7 North Carolina against number 1 Oregon, LSU versus Iowa State, and Clemson versus Florida State in the quarterfinal round of the college football playoffs. So let's see who moves on. Jimmy Williams is the guy we got. I don't know. I think Jimmy's the one we got, right? Pretty sure. Yep, Jimmy Williams is the one we got. So, hey, we're happy about it. Welcome to the staff. All right, let's take a look at the college football playoffs in week 3 of 4. So, Texas A&M beats Liberty, and then Iowa State beat LSU, and Clemson with the upset on Florida State. That one really doesn't surprise me. Iowa State one doesn't surprise me. Oregon doesn't surprise me. And then A&M, I guess, surprises me. I mean, the fact that Liberty was even there surprises me, so I guess A&M taking that one doesn't really surprise me. I don't know if it was much of anything close. Looks like it could have been close. No turnovers, so I don't know where the game went wrong for him, but I don't know. Maybe that. Maybe the fact they scored 3 touchdowns and they went 1-1. They make a 2-point conversion. They went on 4th down. They made it twice. The 3rd down conversion is the problem there. 36% on 3rd down conversion compared to 63 for A&M. So they just couldn't stop their offense. A&M just kind of ran them down the throat. Ran it down them like we do. So victory there. So let's go ahead and see who wins to the next round. I got Oregon and Iowa State. Those have been my 2 since the beginning in the national championship, and I am sticking with it. Okay, got a couple more recruits coming in. That's not good. All right, let's take a look at the college football playoffs. Looks like Clemson beat Iowa State and Oregon, and Clemson will meet in the national championship game. Is this game even close, the Oregon game? I mean, maybe. It was kind of a blowout, and then it looks like A&M kind of came back at the end. But, I mean, they still lost by a whole touchdown and 2-point conversion. So, they were still down quite a bit. 4 turnovers for A&M obviously cost them. The 2 interceptions and the 2 fumbles kind of cost them the game. Looks like they tried to control it from the beginning, and they did not too bad. Well, I guess Oregon kind of ran it down their throat. I mean, Oregon kind of just trounced them. They kind of just beat them up since the beginning. 4 tutties for Dante Moore. I mean, goodness. Jordan James had 125 yards on 12 carries, 10.4 per carry. Wow. They were just beating him up. That's really what it come down to. Iowa State, Clemson. Looks like Clemson was just running the ball down their throat. passing attempts. I mean, they just beat them on offense. And they're up 20-9 at half. And then, wow, third down conversions for Clemson's 2 of 12. They just never got the third down, apparently. The red zone for Iowa State was better. It's hard to see how they won. I mean, you could see it based on yards, but I mean, as far as everything else, it looks like Iowa State would have came away with the win. You're looking at third down conversion. You're looking at red zone percentages of touchdowns and field goals. You're looking at all that. And, but offensive-wise, I mean, you see it there. They rushed for 131 yards and then threw for 252 and only gave up 216 to Iowa State. So that's pretty much where they won that one. Cade Klubnik having himself a day, as always. Yeah, I mean, well, and they kind of just all did it. I mean, 13-3, 13-2. Nothing like crazy, but got some big runs from some of their guys. And Clemson and Oregon in the national championship game. Let's go ahead and sim through and see who wins it all. So it looks like Oregon won this one 50-24. Let's take a look. I do want to see what type of game this was. 50-24 is a huge difference. Oregon, your 2025 national championship, national champions. And for total offense, yeah. I mean, rushes, they ran it for 90 yards. They only ran it 22 times for 17. That's not good. They were under a yard a carry, Clemson was, whereas Oregon was 4.5 per carry. I mean, there's a lot of difference here. Yards in the pass game, 364 and only 286. Third down conversion was similar. Oregon went for it twice on fourth down and made it. No turnovers in the game, though, so that wasn't it. Yeah, I mean, Oregon just straight up offensively just slapped them. That's really what happened. Penalties, 8 penalties for 70 yards probably killed them. It's a lot of penalties. That is a lot of penalties. And, yeah, it looks like that was, 50-24 is not even close. Klubnik, 2 tutties, no interceptions, which is good. Nothing in the rushing game. Look at that. Look at all those carries and basically no yards. Their number one guy only had 2 carries. 6 for 1 yard. I mean, goodness. Receiving wise, they had 2 guys did good. I'm going to go to Oregon. 5 tutties, 364. My goodness. Rushing wise, Whittington, 76 yards and a tutty for him. So they had like 181 yards or something. Where's the rest of their yards? That's not 181. That's like, what, 82, 89, 90? They only have 90 yards on this sheet. And then receiving-wise, I mean, Justice Lowe just went off, 152, 2 TDs for him. Evan Stewart, 2 TDs for him, 120 yards. And they just beat him up. Yeah, where does Oregon get, I guess 90 yards? I don't know why I thought it was lower than that or higher than that. But anyway, Oregon is your national title winners. Congratulations to them. Let's take a look at the college football playoff as a whole. And Oregon is your 2025 national champions. Now let's take a look at our stats from this year and take a look and see how we kind of did as a team. And, kind of move on into next year. The in-season recap is up. So, Jalen Daniels finishes the season just over 2,000 yards, 335 attempts on 212 completions, 13 tutties on 20 interceptions. Not a great season for him. But also, it's hard to kind of be mad at him based on the wide receiving core he had this year compared to last year. It just does not – It didn't convert over. The wide receivers from this year weren't as good, so he's forcing more throws, that type of thing. 474 a game. Going to the rushing side, you have Sevion Morrison leading in the carries. He had 209. Stewart 103 for 717. That's why I said he came on kind of late and really made a difference. 7 yards an attempt for him, 5 touchdowns as well. But unfortunately, he will be going to Baylor next year, so we'll be facing him in the Big 12. Jalen Daniels had a pretty good season as far as that goes. Carries, 140 carries, 673 yards, and 13 touchdowns. Does have the 5 fumbles, but I mean, that's what's going to happen when you run with your quarterback. They're going to fumble. They're just not. They don't hold on to the ball like your running backs do. So, that all being said, I mean, he had a great year all the way around. I mean, kind of like a dual threat quarterback. Made some big plays with his legs when he had to. Receiving wise, like I said, with just not a lot of receivers. I mean, not a lot of good receiving, really. 37 receptions for 340 yards. He got 36 receptions for 376. Nobody's even remotely close to 500 yards, which I feel like is a pretty easy milestone to hit for any decent receiving core. You could see here they just average a game 33 yards a game, and that was our running back. So just not a lot going on there. Not a lot going on there. 5 touchdowns for $1 million. He's kind of our main guy, and then the tight ends Caver and Ham did okay. I would like to see pretty much everything on this page right now. I would like to see doubled next year, if not more. There's a lot of opportunities to do some good things with this wide receiver core. We just kind of got to put it together. Blocking wise, downs played, sacks given up. I mean, kind of even all the way around, I would say. You would like to see 0 sacks, but it's just not realistic. Defensive wise, solo. Gilliam going to kind of lead all of this. 69 solos for him, 87 assists. 156 total tackles, leads the group there. Then we got corner Darius McGee had himself kind of I would say a breakout season. He did really good. He really was good for us. Kind of overshadowed by the corners from last year, but he kind of stepped into the role and did his thing this year. And then Marquez Mustard, the freshman, really stepped up and he made some good strides, some good plays this year. I'm excited to see what he could do next year. I think he's going to be kind of a pivotal role. He's going to play a pivotal role in that defense. John Kamara is coming back this year. Good to have him back. He had 18.5 sacks for him. He kind of led the nation in there. And then Job had 13 as well. But again, Job is leaving for Oklahoma at the end of the season. Going over to the interceptions. Dilworth had 7. Maxon, the freshman strong safety, had 5 interceptions. Jacoby Davis, corner freshman, had 5 interceptions. He had a good season as well. Gilliam had 4. McGee had 4. Mustard had 3. Dye had 3. And then a couple guys, another Dye and Croft had 1. So some big numbers there. Where's our forced fumbles? John Kamara forcing 2 fumbles, and so he got 2 fumbles forced there. Job got a forced fumble. Mustard got a forced fumble. And Gilliam got a forced fumble as well. Job got a block. Nobody got a safety. And then Job got a touchdown. Mustard touchdown. Gilliam touchdown. McGee touchdown. And Maxon touchdown there as well. So, I mean, an all-around good season as far as defense goes. Dilworth having 8 deflections there, leading the team. Kicking wise, did okay. He hit some long field goals, but also kind of missed some easier ones. So it's kind of hard to throw it back and forth. But he was perfect from the extra point line. So that's good to see there. He did quite a few. He missed 1 from 50. He missed 2 from 49. And then he was perfect everywhere else. So basically from 49 down to 40, he missed some of those. So, not bad, but not great going into next year. And then punting wise, I mean, he did his job. 38's not great. But dropping 10 of his 46 into the 20, that's pretty good. So I'm happy with it. I mean, he did his job. Hopefully we don't have to use him much next year because, we're scoring so much. But we'll have to see. And then we go to kick returners, and we only had Ruben basically returning kicks. Stewart returned a couple. Ruben had a decent one. He had that one break where he ran back 93 yards for a tutty. That was enough to win him returner of the year, which I'm surprised of. And then punters, I mean, we didn't really do anything there. We had a couple of guys returning punts, but nothing really came of the punt returns. So that's going to be the stats for this year, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see where next year is, and unfortunately, we're going to lose a couple of those key pieces. And our halfback Stewart going to Baylor. Really sad to see him go. I really thought he was going to step in after the great season he had this year. Really thought he would step in and have a great season next year, but he is deciding to move his play to Baylor. And then Job, our left end, he had himself a career year, won a couple awards, and he is going to be heading to Oklahoma. So losing out on those two guys is really unfortunate, but honestly, I can't be too mad about it. They really produced on our team, and that's really all you can ask for in today's day and age. The final top 25, we actually finished at number 14 in the top 25, and I mean, that's okay. That's a good season. I'm happy with it. Unfortunately, we did not make the playoffs, but again, honestly didn't expect to. 10-3 is actually a really good record for what we thought we would do this season. So I'm actually kind of happy with how things turned out there. So that being said, let's jump to the transfers and all that good stuff in the next week here. Ooh, Brun is wanting the transfer. You know what? Go ahead and transfer, buddy. Good luck to you. We have enough tight ends, and you're probably right. You probably won't be playing much. So absolutely feel free to hit the old transfer portal. That's fine with me. Tollison looks like he's going pro draft. I think that's it. I think the rest are seniors, right? Yeah, so the rest are seniors. So the freshman red shirt, Carson Brun, is going to be leaving. And that's 100% fine. You know, I hope you find a home, and I hope you do good things. Also, again, want to mention that 2 transfers already have left the program. One being the left in by Job. He is going to be going to Oklahoma. And then we also lost Stewart the third, our halfback. He is going to be going to Baylor. So those 2 other transfers are with the tight end there. I just wanted to make it clear that that's where they are going. All right, the transfer portal and offseason recruiting are officially here. We did have a couple other guys signed, so I'm going to go ahead and drop them down here so that way we have some visuals on it. Roby looks like he went to Virginia Tech. I just want to make sure that we had all of them together. It looks like we do. So we have all of the class so far together. The 3 guys that we kind of missed out on that I want to look into later. However, if we get enough transfers in the transfer portal, we might have to drop a few of these guys off just so that we can get some of those guys in here. But yeah, we've signed a big portion of our class already. I believe we're top 15. We got 2 5-stars, 8 4-stars, and 7 3-stars already, and 2 2-stars already in the program. So, so far, I mean, the recruiting's been great. So let's take a look at the transfer portal together and find out for the first time who wants to come to Kansas. Looks like there's a few guys actually that have interest in us here. So it's so weird that they're like interested in us, but we can't even recruit them because they're like, I don't know. They're interested, but we don't have what they want, I guess, is what that means. So that all being said, well, let's recruit this guy, obviously. For sure him. I mean, we kind of do need, because we had another halfback leave. We really do need halfback. So maybe, just maybe, we'll take a look at him. Yeah, we'll look at him for sure. Again, not adding more to the recruiting board, just adding the transfers that could possibly come in. I do really want this guy. I think he would definitely be beneficial early on. I think he would be really helpful to have. So we're going to go ahead and start getting him in, find out what they like. And then the guys that we've been recruiting all along, let's go ahead and do their hard sells, get this all set up, and I will be back with you guys. Let's take a look at the draft results and see how we did. 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round. Nice. Jalen went in the 2nd round. That's surprising. It's really surprising. I knew the offensive line would do pretty decent, but I honestly didn't think Jalen Daniels would be a top second round pick. I thought he would be more like a 7th round, 6th round pick. But hey, someone's taking the chance. They see it, and that's good for them. Whoever took him. All right, so here come the commits. Parker, the middle linebacker, is in. Winton, the middle linebacker, is in as well. We got a cornerback in Sharga from Florida. The right guard, Sauer, is in. Forsett, the right guard, is in. Edward Sims, 3-star guard as well. Kevin Wolf, the right end, is in. Carl Riggs, that's a big get. I think he's going to do a lot of good things for us. He's in at right end. Defensive tackle Joey Diaz is in. So huge commits. I mean, most of these guys were pretty close to committing already. It was just kind of getting them over the finish line, really. And we were able to do so. So, yeah, that's a big recruiting week. Let me jump back into it and see basically what all we have left. I'd say most of them signed. They did. So I think the only ones that have not signed yet are the new ones that I've added from transfers. So we'll keep going through there, and hopefully we can land a couple of those. All right, going into the final week, we were able to get the corner from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Gentry Williams. I believe he is a junior transfer. We ended up landing him. DeMarco Hendricks from Denton, Texas, the halfback transfer, able to get him. J.J. Hawkins, the transfer, able to get him. And Smyrie, the transfer, able to get him. So we were able to land all of the transfers there in that third week. As we go on to week 4, there's really nothing left for us to get. I think we have signed every single person that we've gone out to try to get. Again, I am keeping the 3 on there mostly just so that I could see which ones I want to look at. 'Cause Stokes is going to have a great career in Florida. I mean, he's going to be a baller. He's going to ball out. And then, Garrison, a big guy that we thought we were going to get, and we ended up not getting him, which is unfortunate. And then LSU still in this guy as well is what it is. But that's why they're still on the recruiting board. But yeah, we've completely signed this whole class now. A huge class, like just a great class here. Let's go through it. Quarterbacks, we got Shabazz. I think he will be the quarterback of the future. I think he will be able to do stuff that no other quarterback on the roster currently would be able to do. And so for that reason, I think he is going to be kind of the quarterback of the future. And I think he might see some playing time this year. I really don't know. It depends how he comes out and does, because, even though we have a quarterback that's already, played a little bit, like there's still a lot to be seen. So we'll have to see what Shabazz can do. And see kind of how that goes. Yaboa, kind of a roster fill guy, but also kind of along the same lines as Shabazz. Like if he gets in, he's going to give us some stuff that other quarterbacks can't. I mean, look at that 90 speed. I mean, that's deadly. So at least for me, 2 good quarterback signs there. Halfback Matthew Speed, I think he is going to be elite. Honestly, I think he's going to be probably the best recruit we've ever had when it comes to running back wise. I think that he is going to be able to do stuff that most running backs, besides maybe Devin Neal, but Devin Neal didn't come in that way. Devin Neal, built himself into the back he was. Speed, I think, is going to come in much better than Devin Neal, but it's going to be hard to kind of fill those shoes of Devin Neal. Johnny Booker, another running back, and then we ended up signing that transfer from the transfer freshman from Denton, Texas, and Hendricks. We lost a transfer. We lost Stewart III, which is a big blow to us, but it looks like that kind of opens up the halfback role for Speed. So he probably will come in as the day 1 halfback starter as a freshman. Going over to wide receiver, we pulled a big 5-star from Eric Gano from Riverside, Missouri. Good to get those players that are 5-stars that are from the area, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, that type of area. Oklahoma, good to get those types of recruits, and I think he is going to fill in, and he's going to be great. Kansas. Then we got Carlos Dragos. Now, Carlos Dragos was probably, honestly, Stokes was my number. I would say Stokes was like a number 2 guy. He's the guy I wanted the most besides Gano. Just because, 93 speed and 92 acceleration. I mean, you can see the development trait now. He's elite. This guy is going to be magnificent. We were able to get Dragos, and I think Dragos is kind of along the same lines, not as fast, but he's got the star development trait, which is always good to see. I mean, he's going to be good. He's going to have a good career. The only problem is he does come in as a junior, so I'm sure his overall is going to be decently high. A 3-star gem, so kind of more like a 4-star. But we're only going to have him for 2 years, which is kind of unfortunate there. Mike Fort, another deep threat that we pulled in there, and then Jamar Davis there at wide receiver. Tight end wise, really the big get was Otis. We didn't even really see Otis at the beginning. We had him on our board, but weren't really pursuing him too much because we felt like we had tight ends that we were okay on tight ends, but he's a 4-star. He's from Kansas City, Missouri, and we pulled him in, and so we think he's going to do a good job. Connor Hicks and Quincy Saunders, I think, could do good too. And now that we're running that 2 wide receiver set or 2 tight end sets, we're going to have more options at tight end. So I think just all of these signs are good moving forward. Then we go over to the offensive tackle. We pulled in another Overland Park kid, and then we actually pulled this guy from Arizona, LaMichael Rasmussen. I think he's going to be big for us, 153 in the nation, 8 at the position. I think he's going to be really, really good for us as well. Really excited. I'm sure he either starts this year or next year. So he's going to be influential in the program very early. Going over to the guards, we were able to sign 3 3-star guards, none of which I'm like, oh, these are day one starters. I think all of them will probably be fill guys until maybe their junior, senior year. So there's always the chance that they do well, but I don't think any of them are going to be starting early on. Going over to the defensive side, we got Kevin Wolf. I think he could be really, really good for us. I think Riggs is going to kind of be the guy at the end spot. We'll have to see kind of how that all shakes out. I guess I could do all the scouting for him and find out. Here, let's do all the scouting for. Oh, I can't scout now. But anyways, yeah, we think he's going to be good. I think he's probably the best get for us at right end, but we'll see. Going over to defensive tackle, we got Hope, Dennis Hope. I think he's going to be good. Normal development trait, so he's kind of just be one of those guys that just does his job but never kind of breaks out and becomes elite. That's fine. Then we go to the outside linebacker. We got Edward Cohn from Wichita, Kansas. Looks like his development trait is normal, so that's a little unfortunate, but we think he's going to be kind of beneficial to kind of boost that linebacker room. I think that we got to make a lot of more we need to make more strides in the linebacker position. I think we are kind of low, I guess, so to speak, in linebacker. Like, we have 2 good linebackers, but like I would really like 3 to 4 good linebackers that we can kind of trust with how we're always switching in multiple defenses and all that stuff. So definitely a position where we need to grow on. Same thing here. I mean, we got a couple of middle linebackers, couple that I think we could do good for us. We got a run stopper and a pass coverage guy. Cornerback, we were able to pull some pretty good corners, honestly. Zimes is huge, from Waco, Texas. 96 speed's huge. I mean, this guy's good. Impact development trait, I know it says that he's a 5-star bust, so he could be a 4-star, but still, like, those are pretty good. 96 speed, 90 acceleration, the 82 press. I mean, 79 man coverage is pretty average for a freshman. Impact development trait, though, it gives me some hope. Then we got Daly. Kind of grabbed him, and he comes in as an impact guy as well, so that's going to be good to see both of them kind of go. Looks like Baguette. And then we also got a 4-star transfer in Gentry Williams. So we really did well here at corner this year with 2 4-stars and a 5-star. Excited because, yeah, the cornerback position is young, which we knew, and there's some good players in that system, but I do think that we need a lot more corners that are boosting. Like, if I remember right, we have like maybe 2 80s, and then the rest are like low 70s, and so that's just not in the Big 12. That's going to get us killed. I mean, you saw it in the Tennessee game. Luckily, we managed the game well and were able to come up with a win. But if we play a lot of teams like Tennessee, we are not going to be able to stay in games. So we definitely need more corners and more corner support. And then we got the strong safety in Darius Keys, a 4-star from Lexington, Kentucky. It says stars development trait. We'll have to see how he does, but that makes me very, very excited to see what he can do at Kansas. So that all being said, that is our class for this year. Honestly, like, I don't know what we'll finish, but to me, this is a good class. I'm super excited. 2 5-stars. I'm pretty sure it's the first time that Kansas ever pulled 2 5-stars or even 1 5-star in recruiting. Got a bunch of 4-stars as well, and then we filled the rest of our roster with some 3-star talent. And again, as we do the recruiting and stuff, like, yes, I could go after all the 5-stars and probably land 4 or 5 of them every year, but I'm only going to go after 5-stars and 4-stars that are interested in me. If they're not interested in me, I will not be going after them. I will not be pursuing them. We're going to be getting 3-stars that I will go after 3-stars. So that all being said, that's how it all shakes out. Currently, we're in 11. I know it won't stay there. I'm just hoping for a top 20 draft class or a top 20 recruiting class that I think would be good for the program moving forward. So let's jump out of this and continue to go through the rest of all these weeks, and then we'll catch you in a second. So it is National Signing Day. Looks like everybody signed here. I believe everyone signed here at least, and they got their guys as well. So yeah, a pretty good class. I'm excited about it. Looking at the top classes overall, we do finish 11th actually after everyone's gone through and selected their school. So 11th is good. I enjoy that. I was hoping for a top 20. We're able to pull 11. That's huge. The training results are in. Let's take a look at some improves. We got Isaiah Marshall up to a 79. I don't know what he was. I think he was a 78 before, so he only went up 1. Not sure what actually he got better at. I don't see any increases there, but he's up. Halfback wise, I think it's Blizzard. We moved from from wide receiver to halfback. So he's moved over there. We went Theo Burns was a tight end. He was a better fullback, so we moved him over. Some increases there. Wide receiver wise, looks like nobody really did too much, so to speak. Tight end, Ham got better. Left tackle, Queen got better. Looks like he'll probably be our starter. Left guards got better. Move Josh Nunn over to somewhere else, maybe. We'll have to see how everything shakes out. Richie, he got better. Herring got better. So it looks like our offensive line got better. Our defensive line got better. Again, Job is no longer on the team, so Brinkley will be taking over that spot. I think he's going to do great too, honestly. Grimes, Warner. The tackles got better. Linebackers got better. That's good to see. Brantley got better. Stewart got better. Mustard got better. So some good things to see there. Right outside linebacker got better. Kamara, he's a different beast. I mean, he's just different. He's just different. He had a great year last year, and I think he's going to have another great year this year. And just to think that he's just a sophomore, hopefully he sticks around. That would be good to see. And then corner-wise, I'm really good. This is exactly what I wanted to see from the corners this year. I wanted to see some depth in this corner spot, and the fact that these are all sophomores and now freshmen, I mean, that's huge to see. That's a really good step up there. A bunch of 80s, and I'm sure that some of these guys will be transferring probably to some schools that aren't necessarily as good as us, and they deserve the playing time. And so if they transfer, so be it. I'm not gonna be mad about it, but looking at like Jacoby Davis on the season he had last year, and look how good he is this year. 85 overall as a sophomore, 83 as a sophomore. These guys are going to be studs when they're juniors and seniors. Free safety wise, Davis in that spot, and then Maxon. Wow, Maxon's going to be so good. 87 overall so far, and he's just a sophomore. So this is going to be a younger team, kind of, as always. I feel like last year we were a young team, but we also were like super young. This year we're young, but we've got talent. So Job left, Stewart left, so there's 2 of those guys out of there. But like Kamara had himself a crazy season, winning a bunch of awards for him. What do you have, 17.5 sacks or something? Like, He had a crazy season last year, and that he was just a freshman redshirt. So the fact that he's a sophomore redshirt now is big. Maxon, same thing, freshman redshirt last year. Now he's a sophomore, 87. These guys are going to be easily 95s their junior, senior year type of thing. So these are going to be guys that are really, really good. Ja'Cory Stewart, it's really stepped up as a middle linebacker. All these guys done really, really good. And these guys are just sophomores, which is crazy to see. Mustard having himself a good offseason as well. I mean, this is crazy to see as sophomores. It's good to see, though. I think we're going to be talented with depth this year. I don't think we're going to have any crazy 95 plus guys that just go absolute insane. But we have the core is young and solid, and so when they're juniors and seniors, this team is going to be a top 10, top 5 team. So knowing that going into it, is good to see. So now that we are in the last portion of the preseason, we're going to go over the custom schedules, and I'll let you know into the recruiting board there as well, and then we will advance to get ready for week 0. And this year we are going to be having a game on week 0, just kind of how everything played out. Missouri was only available in week 2 and week 4, and I wanted a better opponent than what they had to offer in week 4. So I moved Missouri to week 4 and Penn State to week 2, and then we just went ahead and did Liberty in week 1 or week 0 because I wanted the ability to play someone before we start conference play in week 1. So we got Liberty in week 0. We are at home against UCF week 1. Week 2 we go to Penn State, and then at home week 4 against our rival Missouri. And again, as every year, we're going to be playing Missouri, we're going to be playing Penn State, and then we're going to be playing a team that is not very good, or a team that we should be. And Liberty last year, if you didn't realize, was 14-1, 8-0 in their conference. However, a lot of their big pieces did leave, so I'm not expecting them to be great this year. And I thought that it would be a really good test week 0 to kind of play them. And then after the Missouri game, we got another bye week, and then we start the gauntlet. That is 3 away games, week 6 at West Virginia, week 7 at Utah, and week 8 at TCU. We come home for 2 games versus BYU and Baylor. Then we go to Oklahoma State at home against Arizona State, and then back to Manhattan to play Kansas State Wildcats in rivalry week 13. And then hopefully that gets us to the Big 12 championship. I think that this year we do stand a chance to make it to the Big 12 championship. I honestly don't know if we'll make it there. There's a couple of really good teams in the Big 12, but I do think we have a better chance this year than we did last year. I feel like maybe the quarterback play isn't as great, but I feel like our halfbacks are better. I feel like our wide receivers another year better. Our tight ends another year better. Our offensive line lost out on a right tackle, left tackle, and a center, but I do feel confident that we've kind of backfilled those roles. And then our defense, I feel like, has just gotten better. I don't think we lost too many key parts of the defense. We did lose our left end Job. He went to Oklahoma, but I do feel like we've backfilled that as well. I feel like our defense is just another year better, and the players are another year better. So that all being said, I think, looking through this, I could see a loss to Penn State, and then I could see us losing a couple in the Big 12, probably Kansas State and BYU or something like that. Along the way, we'll see our guy coming back, Stewart the third, coming back to Kansas for the Baylor game. So that all being said, that is the custom schedules. If we were taking a look at the recruiting board, we actually had a huge pickup here. Is we actually signed a 4-star athlete who was listed under the center position. He will probably be an offensive lineman. He's an athlete, so we could probably move him around if we need to, but didn't expect it. But we were number 1 on his board from Frontenac Kansas. Don't know where that's at necessarily, but we were number one on his board. We offered him a scholarship, and boom, he came. And guess what? He's a 4-star gem, so he's going to be coming in basically as a 5-star recruit. We'll have to see, all the other stuff there as well. But I mean, he's looking good. I'm excited for it, and that's the first time I've ever got a recruit before we even get out of, we're not even on week 0 yet, where we're into the regular season. And we already got a recruit on our board. So going through this, we added, so you guys can see for all transparency, we only added guys from the 5-star and 4-star that are interested in us. So basically we have to be an interest level of anything, basically to add these people to the board. Then after that, we added 13 to the board. We added 13 prospects to the board, and then after that, we go to 3 stars, and that's where we can kind of just pick up whoever we want or whoever we need to kind of fill out the roster. So all of these 3 stars, none of them are really interested, but we're going to go and try to pick them up and get them to be a Kansas Jayhawk. But let's take a look at the first 13, the 4 stars and the 5 stars, just so you guys kind of know what's going on going into it. BJ Littleton, free safety, 5-star, second interest on him. Again, Alabama could offer him a scholarship, and that's that. So we're going to push pretty hard for him as a free safety. Emmett Griggs, right outside linebacker, a position that we really, really need help with. So this will be a guy we really try to pursue hard. A lot of points are probably going to go to this guy because he kind of fits the bill of what we want. First of all, a 5-star gem. Not sure what that means. He's a 5-star gem, but look at those. As a right outside linebacker, 93 speed, 82 tackle, 91 acceleration. I mean, this guy is going to be a stud. So we're going to recruit him super, super hard. We're going to put pretty much everything we have into him and try to get him to be a Jayhawk. The 4-star wide receiver there, TJ Conrad. Let me try to go over the scouting so you guys can see this. He's got 94 speed, 94 agility. There's some stuff he can't do well, which is why he's a bust. But as a gem, it's not awful. 94 speed, we can work with that. Quarterback wise, we're looking at picking up this guy mostly because he is interested in us and he could fit a role in this quarterback scheme that we have. I think he would be very, very critical when, in 2 years when he starts to become a junior is when I think he could really take over and keep this program going with how we want it to go. Then we got another free safety. It kind of like, I don't want to say a backup plan, but this guy would also be good if we are not able to get Little John there at free safety. This guy would be kind of another good pickup for us. And we, who knows? We might move him to strong safety. We could use him a corner, linebacker, whatever we decide to do with him. We could move him around. So I went ahead and tried to get him. Then we're going to go after Vincent Money, right tackle from West Lafayette, Indiana. Not too far from where I currently live. So, we went up and picked him up. Then we're looking at left tackle because we still need to address that offensive line. And every year I want to really invest in an offensive line, a defensive line. Those are like 2 really impactful positions that if you don't have a left tackle, a blindside tackle that's, keeping your quarterback up, then you're going to have problems trying to advance down the field no matter what. So really trying to pick those up. If you could tell here, a right tackle, a left tackle, another right tackle here, a left guard down here. We're really trying to make sure that we're boosting that offensive line and making sure that we try to protect our quarterbacks and get those big runs that we really haven't seen the last couple of years. Then we got Quentin Finger. He's a right tackle from Salina, Kansas, trying to get a Kansas guy in here. Interest first on his list currently. A guy that I think we could pick up pretty easy and hopefully would help us out there. Then we're going to go to tight end, and I'm a little mixed about this because I feel like our tight ends are good enough as it is, and this is a blocking tight end, so I'm a little skeptical on this, but it's more or less one of those things like if he kind of drops into our lap, if nobody else recruits him, we'll take him. I think he'll be useful, but I don't know if he's necessarily a guy that we are going to spend a lot of points on trying to get to come to Kansas. Then we got Parker Hicks, deep threat guy here, 92 speed, 94 acceleration, 94 agility. This dude is a shifter, and I think he would be beneficial to have as a wide receiver. I think he would kind of probably come in right away and make an impact, probably play as a freshman. But honestly, our wide receivers core, I think, is going to be really good next year. I think with all the sophomores we have this year and all the freshmen we have this year that we brought in, I think next year is going to be a really, really good wide receiver core. Then we go to the left guard, where again we're trying to address the offensive line. We're just trying to make sure that we take care of the offensive line, make sure that we got people in the right place. Riggins going to be one of those. It says he's a bust, but honestly, like looking at his stats, 94 strength, 85 block finesse, 88 impact block, 80 lead block, like that's all pretty good stuff. Maybe gets dropped because of the speed, I'm assuming, but almost we could even put that at a tackle or even as a center. So we'll kind of figure that out if we can get him. Currently interested, number 2 on his list. Then we go to the defensive side. We're going to hit up this guy, Louis Turek from Oklahoma City, a defensive tackle, 91 strength, 84 tackle. All of those really, really good. 85 hit power, so this guy's going to be a tank, and try to get him as a 4-star. And then the last guy is a 5-star, and Travion Higbee, another guy we are going to pursue really, really hard. Pretty much the 2 outside linebackers, Higbee and Griggs, both we are going to pursue really, really hard. Not just because they're both 5-star gems, but because of their stats and attributes and stuff coming into it. 84 speed. The only bad thing about this is the zone coverage is 58. 71 play recognition, 86 pursuit, 85 tackle, 84 strength, 88 acceleration, 84 hit power. This dude is going to be stopping some people. And right now, that's kind of something we really need. All right, so I'm going to go through pretty quick. 3-star guys that we're going to be trying to get on the team. Again, we're trying to hit up Kansas kids. Anybody from Kansas will be probably on this board, and we're trying to get them in the door. We're also trying to hit up some Texas stuff. Pretty much everything that we already have a foothold in: Texas, Georgia, Kansas. I don't know if I added anybody on the list that's not already in part of the pipeline states. I really want to keep those pipeline states together, and I really want to, it seems more realistic to recruit within your pipeline state. I know these, you're going to get a few that are outside your pipeline state, like Illinois or, Indiana, stuff like that. You're going to get some outside of your pipeline state, but I do want to try to make it as realistic as possible and kind of be like, we got those recruiting ties here, let's keep them here type of thing. So going through there, got an athlete, I believe, he's a running back. Blizzard, wide receiver, Conti, right tackle, left tackle, both gems, by the way. So that kind of improves them to 4-star. So 2 guys that I think could really benefit us on the offensive line. Right guard, couple of right guards, Rashed, another guy that kind of jumps up to that 4-star mark. A couple of other guys, and then we go to defense, Ruggins, Trimble, Harris on the line. Then we go to linebacker position, Ali, Conklin, Tyree, Ibrahim, Ogletree. I think he's going to be a good one. We've got to put more towards him. 83 speed. I really like that. Kind of what Monquez Mustard has come in and done. I feel like Ogletree could kind of fit that role. And then we got some safeties there as well. And honestly, we're not really going after a corner this year because we have so many good corners. It's not really a need anymore to bolster that corner spot. So that's the recruiting for this year. I've gone over the custom schedules as well, and now we are ready to jump in to the regular season. So we got locked out of a couple, which is fine. We knew that would happen. We'll just move on and try to find some other guys to fill those spots. But we are week 0. We are getting into it. Let's go ahead and go over the depth chart and everything, and I'll just kind of go through it with you. I have not made any changes yet or anything like that on the depth chart, so let's jump into it together and see what we can get done here. Before we do anything, going to go here. We're going to auto reorder because they like to put stuff in places people shouldn't be. So that being all said, we're going to jump into it now. We got 2 freshmen there in Yeboah and Shabazz. Looks like Isaiah Marshall's probably going to be our starter, at least at the beginning of the season. Going over to halfback, I think we're going to go speed 1 and Blizzard 2. Blizzard came over from the wide receiver role. I just feel like he could have a better impact for us as a running back compared to wide receiver. Wide receiver wise, he's not going to be getting the ball a lot. Whereas I feel like, a third down back where he's going to be blocking and getting out there and catching. I feel like Blizzard is kind of a big deal for that. So that's kind of what we want to use him as there. Wide receiver wise, I think Canty. I would like to see Gano up here somewhere. We probably go. Dallas Lee had a lot of drops last year. I think we go Gano up into the 2 spot. We put Ruben at 3, Davis and Quebeca there. So I think that's how I would want it. I want Gano out there. I want him being able to improve. I think he's going to be really good for us. The 5-star that we got last year. So I like that. I like where the room's at right now. I think I like that. Is there any other wide receivers I need to add? Why are they all down here? So Fort, Dragos, probably redshirt Dragos. I think he could use a year off. Kind of just learning behind the guys. Tight end wise, this one's tough because I almost feel like we go Caver 1. I feel like we got to go. No, I think we redshirt Otis. Like we redshirt him this year, and then he'll probably be a starter next year. So I think we do that. And so tight end wise, I think we bring up Scruggs. He goes there because Otis will be redshirted then. That works for me. Left tackle. I guess that's the best we got so far. Freshman red shirt. I'm okay with that. That's fine with me, unless later we find a right tackle that's better. Livingston, he's going to be a main guy for us as well. And then right guard, Herring. Probably put none here, and then none here. And then right tackle, left tackle will be Queen, which he already is there. 77 will be Lavertsky. So yeah, we'll keep him here. So the outside tackles are not ideal necessarily. Rasmussen, I think we keep. I don't think we redshirt him just because I feel like he could step in, especially if an injury happens. We're gonna need Rasmussen there to kind of jump in there. Going over to the defensive side, Werner is there. Where is Brinkley? Is Brinkley at the right end? Let's see. Yes, he is. So I hate when they do that, but it is what it is. We keep it there. Defensive tackle, Calvin, going to be our number 1 defensive tackle to start the season. Left outside linebacker is going to be, should be, is it Brantley? Hold on. Yeah, we'll just keep it. I don't know why they do that. It's silly to me, but anyway, left outside linebacker, middle linebacker is going to be Mustard. Yes, Stewart will be there, but actually, yeah, we'll move him there and we'll put Stewart as the 2 in that. So Brantley, probably take Cone out. Probably put him there because I'm going to redshirt him. Same thing with Parker. Take him out because I'm going to redshirt him as well. Mustard, Winton. Winton gets redshirted. Cool. Okay, corners. Yeah, I'd say we're good at corner. We're doing, it's looking good. Looking really good. And look at all the sophomores. So yeah, next year we're losing these 2 seniors. Gentry Williams, actually a transfer coming in, so that's big to see. He's an 86. That's huge. Good to see that. But our sophomore group, 85, 83, 82. I mean, it's just looking beautiful from the corner perspective. Free safety. I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, I think he probably gives us the best chance to win here. I would like to bring Stacy up because he's a freshman. I'd like to see him get that playing time, but I don't know if it actually benefits us by doing that. Strong safety, held down by Maxon. The dude is a monster. He's so good. So excited to see kind of what he does. Now, keys, is a freshman. Comes in as a freshman. 77 overall, so not bad. But again, he's going to set for this year at least, because I'm sure Maxon probably goes pro as a junior. I'm assuming. Kicker wise, brand new kicker, brand new punter, awesome. I don't know. We'll put Ruben in there. I'm not so sold on it. We'll put Ruben in there. I guess we could put Davis in there. It don't matter to me. Let's put Ruben in for here, and let's put Davis in for punt return. Kickoff starter. We'll go through this. Okay, third down running back. Yes, Blizzard needs to be the third down running back. Power back needs to be speed. And then probably, I don't know. Interesting. We'll keep it there. Slot wide receiver. I think I would actually like Gano as a 2. Canty's our 1. He's our 2. Maybe we do keep him there. And then we put Ruben up. So yeah, maybe we do keep Gano as a 2 or as a slot. That might work. And then Kamara, John going to be out there, right outside linebacker. That's perfect. Defensive tackle. That's great. Now, yep, perfect. Stewart and the Mustard here as the sub linebackers. And then after that, you probably go Brantley. Yeah, we'll go Brantley there. Slot corner. Yeah, that works for me. And then we are back to quarterback. So yeah, that's gonna be the roster to start opening day. I mean, injuries happen or whatever. We got a freshman starting there. We got some freshmen. But a lot of it is freshman red shirts and sophomores from last year that are starting, which I think is going to be like the bulk. So I think in 2 years, when they're all juniors and seniors, this team is going to be loaded. So that all being said, I think I've covered everything. We are ready for week 0, and that will be in the new episode coming out very soon, probably next week. I think I'm putting all these on Saturdays until football starts, and then we'll start ramping up again and putting them on more days. That's going to be it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit that red subscribe button so you don't miss out on the rest of the Kansas Jayhawk Dynasty rebuild. Also, comment down below and let me know who you're most excited for on this year's team. It's a new look team, a new quarterback, a new running back, some new wide receivers, a new tight end. All of that stuff is really new offensive line and everything. So comment down below and let me know who you're excited about. Till next time, Slacker out.